Recording in progress. Hey, everyone there. This is Lynn Hamilton, your lead instructor here at Samson Properties, with a wonderful group today that we are going to be talking about marketing. And in this session, it's going to be short, sweet, and to the point. This one is focused on buying lunch, not leads. Because I'll tell you what, it is way cheaper to buy lunch or I'm going to say a drink of a coffee, a tea, a soda, whatever, than it is to always buy and pay for ads. Now, I know I'm going to step on someone's toes if they listen to this and they say, well, I've always bought leads. Okay, that may be okay, but most agents do not have a budget of $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month to pay for inquiries. They are not necessarily a lead, they are an inquiry. So, with that being said, unless you've got that big old budget that I don't know about, we're going to show you some ways in which to nurture the people that you already know and how to take it. I don't say take advantage of that, but take advantage of your SOI. So while we are chatting, starting off, I want each one of you to grab out yourself a little notepad or your spiral notebook if you're keeping notes ongoing. And I want you to make a list of 5 to 10 people that you would love to go reconnect with and buy them. I'm just going to generically say a cup of coffee. Now, that cup of coffee could be a smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. It could be coffee. Now, I don't drink coffee, believe it or not, but I would still meet someone at a Starbucks or a coffee shop to do a tea, a hot cocoa, whatever. So I'm going to use that term by lunch generically. So while we're chatting, getting started, make yourself a list of 5 to 10 people that you would like to reconnect with and to go have coffee with. Right? Now, have checked most of your budgets, and I do know that you all have a budget at some point for free. So we're going to talk about that. Let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about going to your local coffee shop or restaurant, it could be Denny's for all I care, and put this little sign, see if I can make sure if it comes in. It's going to blur it out a bit because I've got my screensaver on. It's going to blur out, but I'm hoping that it's showing up there for you. Basically, it's a half sheet of paper or a sheet of paper, and what it says is, ask me a real estate question. Now, you can print that up and then just hang it on the back side of your computer screen. Go to the local coffee shop, restaurant where you're and turn your sit where your laptop can be seen and take, oh, I don't know, an hour, hour and a half, and work on deleting out your inbox. But you have a sign up that says, ask me a real estate question. You really want to have some fun. Make the sign that reads, stump me on a real estate question, and I will buy your coffee. Sit for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, clean out your inbox, and you probably won't get a whole lot of work done because people are going to stop and be asking you and seeing if they can stump you on a real estate question. Now, you really want to be fun and funny, get yourself the game. It's the wood blocks Jenga, where you have to push the little blocks out to, okay. You take and write a real estate question on the side of a block. So they would come up, and this works great if you're doing a festival or whatever, but they come up, they have to push out a block, and on the block, they will ask you the question that's on the block. Okay, just a little fun, a little engaging. But even the sign that says, ask me a real estate question or stump me on a real estate question and I will buy your coffee. Now, if you are at, I'm just going to generically say Starbucks, I know some people are having a love-hate relationship with Starbucks, but let's say you've got Starbucks and you're at Starbucks, you guys all sign up, and somebody stumps you on a question. I would have a stack of $5 gift cards for Starbucks right there. And if they stumped me with a question I couldn't answer, I'm going to give them their gift card to go buy their beverage of choice. Again, it could be tea, coffee, hot cocoa, a cake pop, whatever. Okay. So again, fun idea, minimal cost, way less than buying ads, which is really no more than buying leads. Now, here's the other challenge that comes with leads, buying leads, which I'm not necessarily a fan of. Most of the people that go on and hit that button to get more information, they've got to put their name and stuff in to look at a couple more properties. They do not know that their information is in fact being sold to a barrage of agents that is then going to call them. So by the time their phone starts ringing, they're getting slightly annoyed with, why are you calling me? So the consumer doesn't understand. And I do know that there's been discussions over time about letting the consumer know first in a disclaimer that says, by completing the information, your information will be provided to local real estate agents in which to contact you. Well, I'll tell you what, the minute that starts, majority of them are going to back away from that component and not even put their information in. Now, here comes the other piece of that puzzle. Even on your website, you may have the ability where they can come in and look at 2 or 3 things before they have to log in or sign in and capture. It's called a squeeze page. Pros and cons on that as well. I'm not always a fan of that because I think you're going to push people back instead of bring them in. So again, this is a personal preference that you get to choose how you want to run your real estate business. But that is a piece of the puzzle that you need to think about, is whether you want to have squeezed pages on everything or let them come in, look around your site, and then at some point, if they want obviously to reach out to you, or at some point, a squeeze page can go out. All right. So let's talk about, excuse me, let's talk about the buy lunch, not leads. So hopefully, we've chatted. You have just made yourself a list of 5 or 10. You can do 15. You can do 20. But let's say you've done 10. Let me count. How many more weeks are left in the year? Roughly 10. So here's your challenge. Once a week, pick a day, any day, I don't care. You're going to reach out to one of those people and say, hey, I'd love to meet you for a quick coffee or soda, whatever you want to do. I'm available this time or this time. Give them the option. Now, obviously, if they're working full time, the likelihood of them being able to meet you at 9:30 on a Tuesday morning is little to none. So yes, you may have to do it an evening. You may have to do it on a Saturday or a Sunday after church if that is on your schedule. But whatever it is, you give them the options, but stop and think, what is their work schedule? What's your availability? And you give them 2 options. Just for, I'd love to meet for just a quick update, see how everything in your world is going. I'm available Monday at 4, or, and again, within a couple of days. If you're going to do a weekend, do later in the week or a weekend morning. So you want to keep the time frame within the next couple of days and see when you can lock them in. Okay. If they say, I am booked for the next 3 weeks, or I'm going to be on vacation for the next 3 weeks. Okay, great. How about if we do this when you get back? You mark your calendar, set yourself a reminder, and you go to the next person. That doesn't mean you blow off that week. You go to the next person. Hey, I'd love to, treat you to a quick coffee or coffee, tea, hot cocoa, smoothie, whatever. Figure out where's convenient in your footprint of where they are at and set those quick meetings up. Now, when you meet with them, obviously you've told them a quick meeting. Here's where the phone is going to come in handy. You want to set yourself an alarm for approximately 30 minutes later. So if you're meeting them at 10, set the alarm for 10:30. You've promised them short and sweet. Now, if you choose to extend it, that is your call to make. But they may have already made other plans to go on to do other projects or activities. So you want to respect their time as well. When you finish the, hey, how's it going? How's the house? How's the kids? How's the dog? How's everything going? How's the job? You still happy with where you're living at? Blah, blah, blah. Just kind of the chit chatty. Then here's the takeaway of the closing boom. And this is available, I believe, and I will double check. If not, I'll go make sure it's up there on my website, Agent Resource Center. And it's going to be under, I'll just put it under bonus handouts on that page. This is the Buy Lunch Not Leads closing conversation. And this, I will give credit where credit is due. This came from Joe Stump with Buy Referral Only several years ago. It works like a champ. And here's why. One of the gifts that Joe has was neurolinguistics. The saying the right thing, the right time, the right timing with the right punch, and the pause at the right time as well. So here's how the closing conversation would go, something like this. Got the script up for you. This is probably the only scripts I would encourage you to actually memorize. What you would say is, that I'm your go-to source for anything real estate related, and you just kind of a gentle nod. My mission is to help you protect and maintain the value of your greatest asset, which is your home. Karen, can I ask you a question? Karen's going to respond with, yeah. Someday, you or someone is going to need some help with something real estate related. When that happens, are you comfortable introducing them to me? That way, I can interview with them to make sure I'm the right match. And at that point, you're gently nodding your head. They will usually respond yes or sure or whatever. Your response back is promise, and then you shut up. Now, we're going to walk back through that, and I'm going to tell you what and why this becomes so powerful. You are confirming to them, that I am Embedded Command. That I am your go-to source for anything real estate related. That my mission is to help you protect and maintain the value of your greatest asset, which is your home. And if you have been using that all along, Jumpstart Session 1, by the way, and all of you should be using it, that gives you leverage to open a door for conversations. So again, an embedded command is, that my mission is to help you protect and maintain the value of your greatest asset, which is your home. Then this is where you call them by name. You're drawing their attention back into what you're getting ready to say. May I ask you a question? They are totally re-engaged with you. So in case their little mind wandered for a second, you just brought them right back in and planted their feet firmly in front of you. And you've gotten their permission. You're going to use the word someday, or you can use the word eventually. Both of those two words are powerful. Again, a kind of an embedded command, which someday, or you can use the word eventually, you or someone is going to need some help with something real estate related. Statement of fact. Someday that's going to happen. When that happens, so you're confirming that it's going to happen. You're now just saying, when that happens, Are you comfortable introducing them to me? This is where then the tone of are you comfortable introducing them to me with a gentle head nod. Once you start the gentle head nod, they will typically respond with the gentle head nod. This way, I can interview with them and make sure that I'm the right match for them or the right fit or however you want to word that sentence out. But you're asking permission to be able to interview with them. This is where the slow head nod starts, and they will then respond, well, yes, of course. Your punch is promise and hush. They will usually have a gentle or a slight giggle and say, yeah. And you say pinky swear, if that is your style, if depending on how well you know that person, and then you're done. You're done with conversation, because here's what's going to happen. That those last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentences is going to start replaying in their brain. I know you're my go-to source. I know that what your mission is to help me. Someday I'm going to come across someone who needs some help, and I am comfortable in introducing you, and I just made a promise. That is what is going to start replaying in their brain over and over and over and over and over and over again. It is stated that something like that will replay in your brain 10,000 times over a 24, 48-hour period. You cannot say that to them 10,000 times. It's impossible. Besides, they probably punch you out after the third. But their brain is going to take it in and keep replaying it. That's what our brains do. Replay, 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 replay. So with that, you have just laid it out that you know that I'm your go-to source for anything real estate related. And you know that my mission is to continue to help you protect and maintain the value of your greatest asset, which of course is your home. Call them by name, ask your question. And it's okay to, can I ask you a question? Cock the head just a little bit. That's where body language comes in as well. Because someday you or someone you know is going to need some help with something real estate related. When that day comes, are you comfortable introducing them to me? That way I can do an interview with them, make sure I'm a good fit for what they're needing to accomplish, and go from there. And they will say yes as soon as you hush. And you go, promise? And they'll giggle or they'll laugh or they'll say absolutely or sure. That has been that embedded in their brain now. They have made you a promise. That is why you do not want to continue speaking right after you say promise. So it's promise, and then give them that look, the little cock of the head sideways. Promise? Great. Okay, you're done. Let it simmer for a second. And then it was great to visit with you. I'll look forward to the next time we can get together and just chat and visit. You're done. You're up. You're out. Okay. Now, whenever I say the word, at the end, you want it to simmer with them for a minute. Did any of you guys follow Michael Jackson, especially when he did the Super Bowl halftime? There is some video with him, with his producer, in the background. Michael was an artist, but he knew how to get the audience to just pull in. And so when he was doing the Super Bowl and they popped him up on stage, he was like, let it simmer. Just let it simmer. And they did not know how long he was going to let it simmer. But when he reached up to take the glasses off was when the music was to start and to go. And in programs and stuff they've done where they've, have kind of told the behind the scenes story, his producer is sitting there going, okay, Michael, it's simmering. It's simmering. Take the glasses off. We're ready. It's like, okay, let it simmer. But the crowd, he knew how to time a crowd. And whenever I say just then at that point, just let it simmer, I always think of that because again, there's a timing to it. Okay. So that is your task, your challenge for this next several weeks. Take one person a week, find someone you can go meet for a quick coffee. And if you need to tell them, I got about 30, 45 minutes here before I've got to run off to an appointment. I'm so glad we had a chance to get together. I'm just, and you're wanting to hear from them. Okay. And then that's your closing statement. Now, once you are all done with that, once you're done with that meeting, if you have their home address, you can mail them a card. You can put it in an email. You can put it in a text message for all I care. You can record a video and send it to them. But you're reinforcing it with, it was great to visit with you today. Know that I'm your go-to source. So when the time comes that your home no longer meets your needs, I'm here to walk you through the options. We have the whole verbiage right here on this sheet for you. And again, I will put this up on my website, which is lynnhamilton.samsonproperties.net. You'll see on the top bar, it says Agent Resource Center. That's designed all for you. The drop-down box, bonus handouts. That's where this is going to be. Okay. All right. This was going to be short and sweet. I knew that. So let me open for questions real quick. Has anybody tried this? Who's ready to try it? More important. Carl, it's good to see you, by the way. Okay. Let's see. Let me go to my chat box and see what you guys got going there. Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. The meeting schedule is about to end. Okay, that's the note taker. Okay. All right. So there you go. That is your challenge. Game on. Who's willing to accept this challenge? Okay. If you are willing to accept this challenge, go ahead. Send me an email. In the subject line, I want you to put lunch not leads or lunch challenge or coffee challenge. I don't care what you call it. I'll know what it is. I'm going to flag you in my database and do an occasional email to see how you're doing on it. Then we want to hear results and report back on how it went. Again, it is embedded commands. It is reminding them gently that you are in the real estate business. You are there to help when the time comes. And it is non-threatening. It is not pushy. Again, I don't care how cute your emails are. I don't care how cute your newsletters are. A postcard, anything. They will need to have you top of mind when the day comes that their home no longer meets their needs. That's when you want to be remembered. Don't fall through the cracks and don't be losing $50 to $150 or $200,000 a year because you assumed, oh yeah, they'll remember me. I'm sorry. No, they're not. You got to stay top of mind. Okay, we good? Say we good. All right, my friends, that winds down this session. I knew it was going to be short and sweet. Go be wonderful. Go be awesome. Take the next couple of minutes, write your list of the next 10 people that you want to meet for coffee, and take a look at your calendar and go call one of them right now or text them. Go make it happen. I'll talk to you all soon.
But yeah, I'm going to email you.
Okay.
I have to email. Okay.
Okay. Thanks. I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.